Secret Royal Inspector Enjoy is about a man who unexpectedly gets appointed as a secret royal inspector, and he accidentally meets a woman who wants to get a divorce from her gambler husband. This is happening in the Joseon era, and they both form an unlikely alliance to track down corrupt politicians. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. This K drama, I really enjoyed watching it. It takes place, it's kind of a period piece, and I wanted to watch it because of Taecyeon. I watched him previously in Vincenzo, and he was so good in his role that I wanted to see him in a different way. And oh my gosh, he did not disappoint. He is so adorable in this show. And since this is a review and rating of the entire series, I am going to say my rating in the beginning. And then, if you want to stick along for all the shocking and plot twists, shocking reveals, then you may do so. But if you haven't seen this drama yet, make sure you check it out before continuing with the entire video. I will rate Secret Royal Inspector Enjoy an 8.8 out of 10. And this is my reasoning as to why this is my rating. I like the acting and I like the different, stories they had in between it. And I also like that he took his job seriously when he needed to, right? So he's supposed to be he's supposed to be a chef. Well, not supposed to be. He wanted to be a chef and he knows how to cook, okay? But with him passing the exam and his grandmother wanting him to do something different, he had to go um he had to take place into the he had to be a part of, I don't, security or something. And then because of everyone else not wanting to take the job as the secret royal inspector, it actually fell on him to do so, right? So his other friends, well, not friends, but his other coworkers who were with him, they didn't want to take part of the job. So they came up with excuses. So there was no one else to fulfill the role than him, right? And there were a lot of different crimes happening. So they wanted him to go investigate what's happening. All right, so let's get started to reveal the most shocking plot twists, right? So if you don't want to go any further, now would be the time to stop and watch the series. But if you want to continue, let's go. Let's get started with reveal number one. We know who actually killed the crown prince, and it was actually the king. And I don't really know why he wanted him gone, but I think it was probably the way he the way he wanted the world to be, and the king and Taeso's father didn't really want didn't really see the world the same way he did. And if you did know, the crown prince and the secret royal inspector Ian, he he was they were best friends, right? They were the closest friends growing up. So they were always by each other's sides, except for when he died, he couldn't actually save him. And it was supposed to be Teso who gave him the final blow, but because he got talking to the crown prince and he realized that, okay, he likes what the crown prince is saying, so he decided not to do it. And then what he did was he sent, well, I don't think he sent him. I think the other son decided to take it upon himself to kill the crown prince. And now let's get into, Park Sung and Park Tae-so. I don't remember what the other son's name is. So we get into the shocking reveal number 2, which who the real legitimate son is, right? Because we always thought in the beginning of the story it was the other son, but in reality, Park Tae-so was the legitimate son. And how did that happen? Because the servant that the father had the affair with, she went and switched the babies because she didn't want her son to be raised as, you know, pretty much how Teso was raised, right? She didn't want her son to be like that. And if you really, when you see them growing up, he's such a jerk. The one who thought that he was the legitimate son, he was such a jerk. And this is the part I didn't like, right? In regards to that whole situation. I didn't want the legitimate son, Teso, to die the way he did, right? So he just found out, he's recovering, and that whole situation annoyed me too because they said that they were on their way to meet them. The father and the quote legitimate son was on his way to go see the other town where they were. So I don't understand how they met each other. They weren't even supposed to be in the same place. So how did that even happen? Teso and his crew should have been back to where the secret royal inspector was by the time the father went, if you're really looking at it. But for some reason, they made it so that they were in the same location at the same time. And the brother killed Teso. And I'm like, no, I did not want it to happen this way. And the brother should have found out that he was the fake one. When they took him to exile, they never really showed you him learning that he was not the legitimate child, right? Because the way he was acting the whole series, I really wanted to see his expression when he finds that out. And the father should have found out a different way. He he found out when he was in prison, and the lady who was the maid, who was the servant, she came in to tell him like, hey, I switched the babies at birth. And then he's like, he's like going crazy because of how he treated Teso, right? Because he treated him so badly, right? And the only reason he treated the other one better was because, he did what he did, and the wife died a sad death because she was so sad. um I'm guessing that he cheated on her. So, and plus he thought the other one was his son. So he treated him so well when like it should have been the opposite way. And I guess that's what they're trying to show you, that, he's crying, he's yelling out the wrong names because technically Teso was supposed to have the other one's name and vice versa, right? So he's feeling that kind of pain, which I'm like, I'm not against, but I feel like he should have found out when the secret royal inspector had him on that bridge and he was like, apologize, apologize. And he's like, I'm not gonna kneel. That's when she should have came and told him, you know, like, hey, I switched them. And maybe he would have just, jumped off. But I feel like in this way, he's gonna go crazy in his jail cell, repenting on what he did wrong. The third shocking reveal was the donor for the the women who came back from King who needed rescuing. Because it used to be the crown prince that was donating to the cause, but then after the crown prince passed away, Ian was the one, so the secret royal inspector, he's the one who took over donating to them. And if you watch the show, you know that he has money because he's of noble background, so he has money. um so he was able to take over for um for the crown prince. The other reveal, which wasn't really much of a reveal because I kind of thought that's what it was. The girl's mom, that she was the one helping the women. And I'm like, because, when they were talking about her mom, they showed you her right after. So it really wasn't that shocking to me. But I kind of like the way they got them to meet again, because even though it seemed like her mom was a little distant to her, but in reality she was just trying to protect her. And they did show you that the mom did come to see her sometimes, especially when she came back, so she did check on her. It wasn't like, and plus it wasn't like the mom abandoned her. It was when they were coming to get all the women um to go and prison them, the mom actually hid her, and the mom got taken instead. So when that happened, they actually made people who knew about that, made her life even more miserable, right? Another reveal was, who the girl's father who was the medical expert. um he was the one they kind of switched out so that they could give the poison to the crown prince. The fact that he was her father, and she was also taken to King but came back. I really didn't like the way he died though. Like, I wish he would have survived, because that part was sad. He made her go away to protect her, but then he was alive. And then as soon as she goes to find him, yeah, kill him. I mean, that is, I don't know, that's too much. It's almost like if she had found him 2 days ago, they would have been fine. But the fact that, I don't know, I didn't like, that part. Um, but the fact that, you know, Ian kind of helped them, her and one of his, I guess you would say those are his servants. One of his servants, he kind of helped them get together, and he fired him so that, because during that time, even though she is at a higher class than him, because she gets married to him, she would go to his class level. So he was able to help them there so she wouldn't have to go through that. And I thought that was nice. But yeah, but as a whole, I wish that there were more cooking scenes because he secretly wanted to be a chef. So I kind of wish there were more cooking scenes when he was trying to track down the corrupt politicians. But other than that, in the end, he ended up opening up his own restaurant. So I thought that was good. And in regards to their love story, I mean, it wasn't really that great. If it's supposed to be Secret Royal Inspector and Joy, because it's both their names in the title, like you would think it would have been better, but I feel like they focus more on the crimes and the um corruption that was happening, and it was more about the two of them, and the two of them plus the other four in the group, pretty much um solving crimes as they went. And then, in the end, they all kind of stayed together, all six of them, right? So, and they each opened up their own thing. So the two ladies opened up their own shop, and the three guys the three ladies opened up their own thing, and then the three guys were working at the restaurant. So I thought it was good that they all stayed together. Although, I think maybe they could have put the other servant and that other girl together. I don't remember their name, but there's Secret Royal Inspector, there's Joy, there's the other two that got married, and then there's the leftover two. But they didn't get together in the end, so I don't know if we're just supposed to believe that, yeah, eventually, they'll come together. But that's pretty much what I thought of the show as a whole. And that is why I gave it a 8.8 out of 10. There's certainly certain things that I wanted to see, but that's just me personally, you know? Um, but yeah, if let me know your thoughts on this drama, and if I forgot any of the shocking reveals or plot twists, let me know below. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.